matter.
This is a regular meeting agenda of the governing body of the Borough of Bloomingdale, Tuesday, October 17th, at 2023 at 7 p.m. Call the meeting to order by the salute to the flag.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, please.
Mayor D'Amato?
Here.
Councilman Catalano?
Here.
Councilman Del Ripa is excused. Councilman Graziano?
Here.
Councilwoman Hudson? Here. Councilwoman Schubert? Here. Councilman Yasi?
Here. We also have the municipal clerk, Brianna Smith, business administrator, Michael Sonnemeyer, and Borough Attorney, Dawn Sullivan. This meeting is called to pursue the provisions of the Open Public Meetings Law. Adequate notice of this meeting was advertised in the Herald News on January 9, 2023. Copies were provided to the local news media and posted continuously in the municipal building. A copy of this notice is available to the public and is on file at the office of the municipal clerk. As per state fire code, I am required to acknowledge that there are two emergency exits in this council chambers. The main entrance which you enter through, and the secondary exit to the left of where I am seated. If there is an emergency, walk orderly to the exits, exit through the door, down the stairs, and out the building. If there's any questions, please raise your hand. Seeing none. We do have two non-agenda items tonight. One is change order for the construction on Orchard and Wallace Street. And the other one is for adoption of a resolution for the Mel Joint Insurance Fund. So that'll be our non-agenda items. Okay. Okay, can I have a motion to open up early public comment?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone wishing to speak, come up and state your name and address.
Linda Huntley, 86 Van Dam. I understand that there was a lot of expenditures made for the DPW to move them from the water department to over to the DPW building.
Okay?
And what is the old water department building going to be used for?
Okay, our plan, and it's in the stages, is taking the existing offices of the water department, not the garage at this time, to hopefully convert it to our Bloomingdale Museum.
Oh, I have maps to offer you.
That's our plan. We spoke to Tom Riley, and I'll plug Tom's new book is out. If anybody's interested in reading, it's very nice, it's good. But he's been asking about that for all the stuff that he has, the trooper stuff. If we ever built a museum for Bloomingdale, he was going to donate all the stuff for our museum. So hopefully we'll kick that off by the end of the year and start having a Bloomingdale Museum at the Leisure Field, which is the oldest field in our town, and there's history there too. So I think it'll
I
be a
have
great place.
aerial maps of Federal Hill that I'd gotten from John Capazuca.
Nice. That would be great.
So
That would be absolutely great.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. One thing, if you guys are all good, I think Linda wants to talk about the toy drive.
I do, but I had to wait till.
Oh, we can change it around so you can come up early. So if you guys are good with it, we're going to talk about this year's toy drive. Linda and her group are here.
Are we still in public comment?
What?
We're still going to
We're
part
early
of public
public.
comment?
Yeah.
Okay.
Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Great. Linda Bennett Tomaskovic. I live on Greenland Avenue in Bloomingdale. I actually have three non-agenda items, but I will make this very, very quick. First of all, I want to talk about Sloan Park and the festival. With me are two of my core committee members. I wanted to bring it to everyone's attention because we start planning in early May for the June festival. It takes a lot of work, and everyone will agree that the June festival was a huge success. As soon as the June festival was over, we started planning for September. Now, as all of you know, even those that planned the community event, we can control a lot of things, but we can't control the weather. And due to lightning and rain and a whole host of other issues, we ended early. But for those that did attend, we had a wonderful time. And again, just so you're aware, The committee starts, like I said, in May, and we end in June, so that's about 7 months of working. What I want to do tonight is publicly thank my core committee, because I think it's something that really needs to be done. First of all, Sally Basile is our marketing coordinator. She's the one that posts on all the social media. Dawn Fuller next to her. This is her first year. She was in charge of all the food vendors. And I think Mike and I will agree that learning all about the Department of Health and all the forms that you have to fill out is very difficult, but she did a terrific job. And it also includes the placement of all the food trucks. Marissa French is not here, but she was in charge of all the regular vendors. And that took a tremendous amount of work because of placement, contracts, getting everybody together. That's a huge, huge undertaking. Gail Lavelle, who is not here, we commonly call her Feet. We love her dearly, but she is our feet on the pavement. She's the one that handed out over 100 flyers. She's the one that would walk around town and collect and distribute all sorts of things for Sloan Park. So she is a tremendous asset to our core committee. John Graziano, our council liaison, terrific person to work with. Jasmine from the borough was extremely helpful in putting us together with all the funding that came in and went out. And most importantly, I have to address Mike, because without Mike, I don't know where we would be. I think Mike is the one that, in addition to Stephen, and he will agree that Mike keeps me focused. And although there will be a lot to disagree, Mike also keeps me sane. So I appreciate all of you, but I did publicly want to notice the core committee and thank them for a wonderful job. We've already started tentative plans for June, but that's May. We'll start in May for that. So we had a catnap and the same core committee back together to do the toy drive. And this is where it gets a little interesting. Our campaign starts November 13th and it goes through December 2nd. Our first mandatory meeting is Monday the 23rd in the Senior Center. And it would be an honor if some of you, all of you, would like to drop in and recognize, because it's not just the core committee that comes over for the toy drive. We have an avalanche of volunteers for the toy drive, people that just want to do the toy drive. So they're going to be there. It's a mandatory meeting.
What date is it?
6:30, Monday, the 23rd. And it'll be an opportunity to see them and to thank them. They're going to be receiving their assignments in their boxes for distribution. So that's one thing. Okay, the rec center. The owner of the strip mall, who owns that whole area, was gracious enough to allow us to use the rec center. I begged her to let me sign a hold harmless agreement. She said no. She trusts us. She loves what we're doing. We're taking over starting tomorrow with the DPW. We're having all the toys delivered that have been in storage. And starting tomorrow, we'll start organizing and figuring out what, we have both sides of the rec center. But the sad thing is she has a tenant waiting in the wings. And this will be the last year that we will be able to use the rec center. So one thing that I would ask all of you, if you know of any place that we could call home, anywhere, we'd appreciate it, because if we do not find a home, we don't think we can do the toy drive next year, because it's too big. It's too big for a garage, it's too big for a basement. None of us have room for the storage. We need an actual place where we can spread out. And while I'm here talking, Kim is over in Butler giving the same plea. If you find a place, let us know. Okay. Okay. We will be meeting at the rec center every Saturday and Sunday. Days are still up in the air. We'll provide dates, but that's when we really get busy. Once the campaign starts, we have so many children that we have to figure out age group toys, which directions, so it's quite a process. So again, if any of you have any free time, you'd like to come over, the hours will be posted on the BBCO Facebook page, and we'd be more than happy to have you drop in for a few minutes, a half hour. Nobody's required to stay the whole time that we're there. It's just a way of thanking those volunteers and taking part in the volunteering yourself. So, all right. Although this is just an informative talk, we have never asked for anything from you because we're a standalone organization. We do appreciate your support. We would appreciate, again, if you find a place for us, we'd like that. But also, if you could please, whatever you see on our Facebook page, spread it on other Facebook pages so that everybody is aware of what's going on. I think that's really important. And you've done a great job in the past, help spread it, spread the word for the BBCO toy drive. So let's see, finally, Evelyn, I want to thank you for volunteering to be a translator. We have a ton of families that have a difficult time reading the forms that we have, and we are recruiting translators to help with the families to fill out the form, and Evelyn was one of the first that volunteered, so thank you very much for that. Really appreciate it. So any questions on the toy drive?
Success.
Okay. Last thing. Yeah, I'm sorry?
Email me flyers, anything and everything, email me, and I will put everything on social
Okay.
media, both our Facebook and our Instagram.
And Dawn, thank you for bringing that up, because we are having a fundraiser the Sunday after Thanksgiving at the Fire Hall, a vendor holiday fair. And Santa will be there, my Santa. So it's going to be a nice event for the kids and for the vendors who have lost a tremendous amount of revenue because of the weather. We spaced it out last night. It looks like 50 vendors. I've been very careful with the capacity count, so I think we're good on that. But yes, anything that you can post would be great.
Just email me
I will.
anything you want
I
posted,
will.
I'll get it done.
So the last agenda item that I have has to do with website. You did a terrific job. That website is so user-friendly, it's wonderful. It's easy to navigate, it's attractive. And I know that you had mentioned it takes a lot of work because we don't have a full-time IT person. Having created websites myself, small scale, I can't even begin to comprehend what you went through with your work and those that helped you, but hats off, great job.
Really, it really wasn't as much me. It was really Bree and Jasmine. I had a small part in it, but really, they're the ones.
It's terrific.
And like I said, the only thing I would ask is just people bear with us while we're still working on the content.
Yeah.
The actual page itself is done, and we're thrilled.
It's phenomenal.
Yeah.
Except for one thing.
Sure.
This is something that I repeatedly bring up from time to time. I know that there are requirements for committees to post the agendas in the minutes, and I know all of you sit on various committees. And I have to tell you that Bree and Mike and whoever else puts the agenda in the minutes for the town council, I thank you. I know that you're following protocol and requirements and things. But I find the other committees sadly lacking in content on the committee. Where you look on the calendar, there's just no agendas, no minutes, nothing.
We actually can do that now. That's, again, just something that we all are working on. But the new calendar now, what you'll be able to do is you'll actually be able to go to the date, and it'll have like the name of the event, like let's say it's your vendor sale. You'll be able to click on the vendor sale, and instead of our old website where the calendar was kind of messy, this will bring up a PDF or whatever it is. So we can eventually do that. It's a little bit, the problem is that again, it's very hard not having a limited staff and and not having really an IT person to work on that all the time.
Right. My complaint has been the past meetings, when you scroll down to past months, none of the minutes are there. And I know the meetings are taking place, the minutes just aren't posted. And that's sad because there are many, many families, myself included, that once I get home and get things going, I don't want to put my shoes back on to come to a committee meeting to listen. You know, I'm very interested in everything that the library does, and I haven't seen any minutes in months and months and months. And
Is that on their own website?
And I know the meetings are taking place, but the minutes are not being
Yeah, because
posted.
I get copies of their meetings all the time, just paper copies
Right.
of what goes on and
But
stuff
I'm
like
just
that.
curious if, like,
They do have a,
why the library doesn't put that on their website.
Evie, can you take a note of that, and when you
Yeah.
go to your,
well, I mean,
The minutes aren't on, and they're not supposed to be on the
well, because there's a
library
board, it's,
website.
right, it's a trustee and it's probably, but as far as, the, events, the website does, if you go on the trustee website, they post their Queen's Tea, the Sloan Park Festival, like they have the Happy Halo, like, she does post things.
Just if you just, in your spare time, if you go to the calendar on the Bloomingdale Borough website.
I'm looking at it now.
And go down.
I'm going through, I know what you're talking about, and, yeah, because I know the planning board is there, our meetings are there, economic development is there. Pretty much consistent all the way through. The ordinance review minutes are there. Library, on June 12th, their agenda and minutes are there.
So
From,
it's just a friendly reminder that if you could remind your committees that you sit on, that it would be extremely beneficial to the community if we could see what's going on. Because like I said, a lot of families just, homework and dinner and things, they just can't attend all the meetings.
Mhm.
And the website is supposed to be that informative spot where people can go. And you all know the social media out there, there's a lot of chatter about different things and questions and complaints. And a lot of those questions could be answered if the material and information was on the website. So that's all. So that's it. Thank you.
Thank you, Linda. And again, thank you for what you guys do for us. I mean, the work that goes into, I know that the events at Sloan Park, the toy drive and everything that you guys have done is tremendous. And believe me, it's not unrecognized by us or the community itself.
Well,
It's amazing.
That wasn't my intent because I always,
No, I know, I'm not saying that, I'm just thanking you, because I've been to those meetings and I know exactly what you guys go through, and Sally and Dawn and your whole committee, when you sit there and you do the round table, everybody's so well organized, and it shows by the event how well it runs. So that's a thank you to your committee.
I appreciate that very much. The first year, not so much, pretty bad.
Well, you learn to move.
But we're moving on.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. And the hour and 20 minutes or hour and a half we were at the last festival was fun. The band just started playing, but, like you said, you can't control the weather, and we just do the best we can with what we have.
My heart broke
I know.
for Dan, not just for me, but for Dan, because I think that was his official decision as the new chief, and he had to make the decision
Yeah.
that we were closing up.
Yep.
I don't know how many times he came over, I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry.
Okay. Okay. Yes, could I have anybody else? Not seeing no one, can I have a motion to close early public?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, report of committees.
okay. I'll start with the library committee. Just the next meeting is on the 24th. There was a change in, Director, Pat, has retiring. The next event is a Happy Halo wine tasting. It's on October 13th at Glenwild Lake Clubhouse, where you could,
That was last Friday.
the 13th, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Then Paint and Sip Sunday, November 5th at Fireman Hall. That's $55. And it looks like they're also going to be attending, the library is also going to be attending the holiday stroll. And their dates for the designer handbag bingo is already up for next year, which is March 22nd. And their dueling pianos is going to be May 18th at the clubhouse. Also, on their website, they also have their winter crafts, which is the adult craft. There's going to be two. There's two of them. One is November 29th at 7 o'clock. It's a Wednesday night craft. And they also have one at the Senior Center on November 30th. And tomorrow, October 18th, at the Senior Center, they're hosting an adult program, which is the supermarket comes, ShopRite supermarket comes in and is teaching them how to save. I went to one where they taught how to make a charcuterie board, but this is on how to save. And of course, the children have plenty of events at the library for reading. And next we have the BBYC. Tomorrow, Wednesday, the 18th, they have a dine to donate at Wendy's in Butler. That 15% of the donations made will be going to the BBYC. There's also a lot of information on their website. And I also had on my notes regarding the Methodist Church that Ms. Bennett was talking about. This is a chance for translators to sit down with families that use the food pantries in through Bloomingdale Methodist Church and the Butler. So basically, there's several dates. The food pantry is October 21st between 8:30 and 10. Then Saturday, October 28th between 9 and 12:30, and Monday, October 30th, that's when I'll be there to help out with both English and Spanish speaking people that need any kind of help. And this is a time to ask questions and help them fill out whatever forms they might need, and to ask questions about the ages of the hobbies and things that crafts and things they want for their children. Also, for the Tri-Borough First Aid Squad numbers for the month of September are there were 142 calls, and in September there were 142 calls, and they covered 95 calls, which is 90%, and the calls covered by the county were 35. Butler had 54 calls. Bloomingdale, the First Aid Squad, they had 43 calls. Kinnelon, 37 calls from Kinnelon, and 8 calls from Mutual Aid. So year to date, the Tri-Borough have had 1,345 calls in total. And as far as the senior centers, my notes from them, they're always super busy with their schedule that's available online, with their yoga, chair yoga, everything from chair yoga to, I lost that. I'm sorry. And I know they had some questions about the gazebo, about when that was going on, and they're very happy with the way that they're maintaining their building. Sorry. Take a look.
You have too much paper.
I know, a lot. I don't have it. But, and if you have any questions as far as, anything, feel free to call, me, and I will locate. I know Mike does a good job. Pat gives him the schedule, and should be online, the senior center, calendar. And if you have, and seniors in town that want to do things, there's always sign-up sheets for all the trips that they have right in the office, because obviously a lot of the seniors don't have access to the internet and all that. They have the lunches there inside the office as well. That's it.
Okay. Anything else, Glenn?
Public events, November 11th, Veterans Day Ceremony, 11 a.m. Sloan Park. Saturday, December 16th, the Holiday Stroll, that starts at 4 o'clock, also Sloan Park. A couple things I wanted to mention is the reverse 911 that a lot of our residents have signed up for. That is now switched over to a company called Rave. And if you want to sign up for it, if you signed up for originally, you're still part of it. But the name changed. It is Rave. You can still go on to our new website. It is at the bottom of the website. It's called Rave Mobile Safety. That is to get emergency notifications of anything happening in town. Also wanted to mention that we do have the Recycle Coach. If you have not signed up for that, you can go onto our website. Again, main page at the bottom, and that gives you reminders via an app, and it's great. We have a lot of people using it, and it's awfully handy. Also,
So reminders like this is going to be recycled, commingled, and paper?
yes.
Oh, is that new?
Fabulous. It's actually not that new, but it's kind of new for us really now utilizing it how we should utilize it.
Okay.
It's wonderful. I get notifications all the time. I'm thrilled with it. And Mike, who was always like the paper man, who always opened up the door to the cabinet and our recycling calendar was there. Now he has the app and it just ding on your phone and it actually sends you a notification. It's wonderful. So you can sign up for that also on the main page of our website down at the bottom. And if you have not read about our hydrant flushing program, that is going on right now. That is from September 25th to October 27th. The locations of when they're doing the hydrant flushing you can find on social media or our website. And it tells you when. A lot of people ask questions because sometimes their water gets a little cloudy. If your water gets a little cloudy, anything happens, just run your cold water for a little while and it usually clears everything up. Good, sir.
Just a few things on the Economic Development Commission front. So on Monday, the 23rd at 7 p.m., fortunately at the same time as the BBCO, I'll try to walk over there either before or afterwards. We are having the meet and greet with local business owners here in the council chambers. So we have about 12 businesses that are signed up from throughout Main Street or Union. Really anyone that owns a business in town is invited. And we still have some people that are continuing to sign up to this day. But the idea is to spread the word as to what we can do as a town, what we do as a commission to help support their businesses, and then also solicit their feedback. What are some things that they're seeing, right? Being out there day to day, listening to their customers, things like that. So it's a good way to drive discussion and continue our outreach, right, to our local businesses. On the other side, Councilwoman Hudson had mentioned the holiday stroll. We started planning for that. Well, really started planning for that back in December of last year. But we had our first big meeting, I would say. I want to thank the mayor for being there and Mr. Sondermeyer as well. We also have members from REC. We have Linda Bennett. We have the Economic Development Commission and the fire department as well as the police department. It's really a joint effort to put that together, and it's a fun event. I think it'll be better every single year we do it.
DPW.
DPW, yes, sorry, how could I forget them? They play a big part of that day too. So there's going to be a lot of good things, a lot of stuff we did last year, but a lot of new stuff now. The time is different now, it's 4 to 7, so that way it'll be dark out and we can see the lights. So that's a change this year. And then the last thing, kind of tied to the holiday stroll, is a window decorating contest. We kicked this off last year too. So it's for mainly businesses that have a storefront on either Union or Main Street or Hamburg Turnpike. They sign up and participate, and they show their holiday spirit. What we do is we showcase their windows, thank them for being part of it, and then we do a vote to see who's the winner. It's just bragging rights. I think we have some sort of a silly trophy we give to them. But we try to make a big deal out of it and really promote their businesses and thank them for showing up. So that's going to be starting soon. We're going to get the word out about that, if we haven't already, to start having businesses sign up.
Okay. Anybody else?
I'll just make note to the rest of the council that tomorrow, under our recommendation, the planning board will be reviewing a development study. I know John and I will be there. I invite you guys to attend if you're interested in hearing what your planning board has to say regarding the redevelopment study along Union Avenue.
Okay. Mike?
Yeah, we have, tomorrow, Thursday and Friday, there'll be milling Hilltop Terrace, and then paving on the 24th, next Tuesday. I've seen the consent. I just want to make a recognition to Lisa Bendel, who's leaving the EDC, because she's leaving town, right? So I just want to thank her for her years of service that she put into that committee as well. And that's it, man. You're going to pick up on the shredding, right? Paper shredding, you'll pick up on it?
Yes, yes. Green?
Nothing this
You good? Okay. Just a couple things with me. I think this Saturday, the 21st, is paper shredding back by the senior center, so that's happening. Just another thing for our residents. Get there early because it fills quick. Fire department has a fund drive on Saturday down in town. One thing I do want to mention, I received a text last night regarding a pedestrian being hit on Main Street down by the church, across from the Dollar General. Thank God he's okay, all right? But I found out about that last night. I talked to the chief today. That area seems to be a little bit dark. So we called Butler Power today, and you'll see a new street light up on that pole that will illuminate that area a lot better. So somebody walking across the street can be recognized or be seen before another incident like this happens. So just let you know that we are working with our traffic bureau, with our chief, and to make our Main Street a little bit safer. That light was installed, and I called Butler, thank God, because, if it was, to be honest, if it was PSE&G, it probably would take months. Butler Power and Light called them in the morning, it was done by the afternoon. So Jeff Ricker, big kudos to him for Butler Power taking care of that right away. He met Sammy, our traffic officer down there, and that has been put in place. But like I said, thank God the gentleman is okay. He was transported to a hospital, and I believe he's been released. But that's why Main Street was partially shut down, because when somebody gets hurt, they have to do a complete investigation. All right, and at the same time, I believe there was a gas leak on Route 23 by the ETD, so traffic was horrendous between us and Butler. So there was a lot going on last night. All right. That's pretty.
Because we're not going to have another meeting before then, at Walter T. Bergen, on 10/29, which is a Sunday, they're doing a little trunk or treat from 2 to 4. And I know a lot of the moms, they have it posted, and there's going to be, just in case there's any new families in town that that want to do this. I believe you do have to sign up, but that's with the PTA. They're running it, so you could find that on their website.
Yeah, I attended that last year. I know the fire department puts the Chiefs car down there and they decorate. Police is very involved. I think DPW is involved in that this year, right? But it's a really nice event for the kids. It's a lower parking lot at the Bergen School, and they do whatever, and they have a contest and they pick a winner at the end, and there's an amazing amount of work that goes into these, whatever they
Elaborate.
design out of the trunks of their car or trailers, whatever comes up. It's a fun couple hours over there for the kids. It's nice.
Can I mention one more thing?
No.
Too bad. Before, I really should start mentioning this, and I know we post this and we're pretty good about it, but I should start mentioning it at council meetings. Town hall and no DPW pickup for November 10th, 23rd, and 24th for holidays. So, and I'll try to start remembering to mention that at meetings.
Okay, very good. All right. Next. Resolution 2023-10.12 consent agenda. Do I have a motion?
Second.
Okay, any questions?
Just want to make a comment, if that's all right.
Absolutely.
Further what Mr. Sondermeyer said about Lisa Bendel. She's unfortunate for us, but I congratulate her for retiring. Her and her husband are planning to move down the shore. She's been a member of the Economic Development Commission for a number of years and been a very instrumental player. She's dedicated a lot of time to it, put a lot of work into Sloan Park. Well, I should say actually Bloomingdale Celebration Day this year. I say that that's the best event that never took place just because of the weather. It was going to be phenomenal, the amount of vendors she was able to attract and just the amount of time she put into that and blood, sweat, and tears. And many other things she's done beyond that. So I just want to thank her for all of her service and then wish her the best.
Okay. And just for me, just on Joseph Fortunato, who we know as JP, it's Carla Duke, our assistant first deputy chief son-in-law, who's now joined the fire department. He is EMT certified, he's fire department certified, so he'll go right into being an active member of the fire department, and now he is residing on Star Lake Road for the time being, so he'll be an asset to the fire department. Okay, roll call, please.
Catalano?
Yes.
Graziano?
Yes.
Hudson?
Yes.
Hubert?
Yes.
Yazdi?
Yes.
Okay, item number 9, resolution number 2023-10.18, award a contract to Pierce Fire Apparatus through the National Co-op. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Okay, any comments? Roll call, please.
Graziano?
Yes.
Hudson?
Yes.
Schubert?
Yes.
Yazdi?
Yes.
Catalano?
Yes.
Okay, item B, I believe I can move all 40s at one time. What's happening here between these 4 resolutions is we have our current temporary CFO, Ruby Malcolm, who is no longer going to be our temporary because we are entering into a shared service agreement with Woodland Park to bring on Heather Barkenbush to be our CFO with the shared service agreement with Woodland Park. So we have to also appoint her to be able to certify pensions and the stuff that the CFO has to do. So I have a motion for resolution number 2023-10.19 to resolution number 10.22.
So moved. Second.
Any comments? Questions? Roll call.
Hudson?
Yes.
Schubert?
Yes.
Yazdi?
Yes.
Catalano?
Yes.
Graziano?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. New business. Adoption of resolution number 2023-10.23, payment of the bills. Do I have a motion?
Second.
Any comments, questions? Roll call.
Schubert?
Yes.
Yazdi?
Yes.
Catalano?
Yes.
Graziano?
Yes.
Hudson?
Yes.
Okay. You good? Okay, item B, adoption of resolution 2023-10.24, awarding contract for Orchard and Wallace Road improvements to Riggio Construction and Company. This is the second phase of the Orchard and Wallace Road improvements, this will be the milling and paving and the sidewalks and curbing to be done, which will take place in the spring. Do I have a motion, please?
So moved.
Second.
Any questions?
A really good number on that.
Yeah, that came in really well. I think the residents will be pleased with the cost of their sidewalks, because it's under quite a bit than what we planned, so that is a good thing. Roll call, please.
Yazdi,
Yes.
Catalano,
Yes.
Graziano,
Yes.
Hudson,
Yes.
Schubert,
Yes.
Okay. Item C, introduction of ordinance number 38-2023, Chapter 7, traffic prohibiting parking. This is for Veerland?
Breland Ave, there's a little section.
There's a section of Veerland between, the section where it goes over, I think it's Sophia. Mary Street where it comes out. But we know it's Hannah Maker's house is right where they live. There's a section that goes way up. It's a blind spot coming in either direction. And if people are parking on the side of the street there, they're liable to hit somebody, so we're just going to blank that out. There will be no parking on either side of that, I'll call it the hill. All right? Have a motion to read by title.
So moved.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
an ordinance of the Borough of Bloomingdale, County of Passaic, State of New Jersey, amending Chapter 7 Traffic, Section 7-11, parking prohibited at all times on certain streets of the Code of the Borough of Bloomingdale. Second and final reading and adoption will be scheduled for November 3rd
Okay,
at 8 a.m., not 7 p.m.
8 a.m., yes. Okay, resolution, these are the two non-agenda items. Resolution number 2023, 10.25. This is authorizing adoption of amending the personnel policy and procedure manual regarding our MEL joint insurance fund. Do I have a motion, please?
So moved.
Second.
Okay, any questions? Roll call.
Catalano,
Yes.
Graziano,
Yes.
Hudson,
Yes.
Schubert,
Yes.
Yazdi,
Yes.
Okay, the second one, resolution number 2023, 10.26, authorizing a change order for Wallace and Orchard Street regarding water services, if I'm reading this correctly, which I believe I am, for the amount of $39,485. Do I have a motion, please?
So moved.
Second.
Any questions?
You can give a little color as to what they found and what they needed?
I'll touch on it, and then Mike or if Frank has to answer.
Yes.
For I understand, the Lakeland Bank was unforeseen they have a 2-inch water line that feeds their building. And I think we set valves on Hamburg Turnpike.
They thought they were
Okay.
fed from Amherst Turnpike, when actually we were fed from Wallace.
Right.
We had to redo their service. And then we added fittings, 8-inch fittings, valve and pipe for some unseen conditions they ran into when they were digging up the road as well.
And you probably saw the work happening on Hamburg Turnpike while this was all going on, and traffic was a problem in the mornings there. All right, and you'll see the pavement where they patched and stuff right in the middle of Hamburg Turnpike.
Just the total, just scratch is like 43,000, is the two added up. And those two added up is like a 5.5% of the job, which is way lower than what our typical jobs are when we have change orders.
Yeah, remember Andrews had more significant with those old
We were over
pipes.
29%.
We were, yeah, Andrews was a lot more because of that was asbestos water lines on Andrews, and they didn't know which way, whoever put that in just had a bad day because the water pipes were going all over the place and we kept on hitting them. So we just put new, so we'll never have to touch that again. All right, any other questions? If not, roll call, please.
Graziano,
Yes.
Hudson,
Yes.
Schubert,
Yes.
Yazdi,
Yes.
Catalano,
Yes.
Okay, very good. Can I have a motion to open up late public comment?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, anyone wishing to speak, please come up. Say your name and address.
Frank Newberg, Fire Chief, 97 Hamburg Turnpike. I would like to thank the committee. It's never an easy thing to obviously come up here and ask for obviously a new fire truck or something to that extent. All of you were completely on board, making that process way easier than I think anybody in my committee thought it would have been. So I would like to thank, as well as the committee, would like to thank all of you, the mayor and council, for all of your support and helping us through this process, which was not an easy process. So thank you from the Bloomingdale Fire Department, all of us, the chiefs and the committee that has spent obviously a couple months putting this all together and getting this in front of you and your approval. I appreciate it.
Yeah, I can just say there was a lot of background work that went on to get us to where we are today, a lot of explaining, phone calls so people could understand where we got to go. And I think we're going in the right direction with these two pieces of apparatus to keep us, our residents safe and be able to handle what the fire department needs to handle. One thing I will say while you're here, I went down for the first time last night to the Bergenfield training facility. So if people don't understand what it takes to be a fireman in this town and the training, we went down there last night. We left here about 6 o'clock and got back here after 11 last night, going through a burn building, which if people don't know that, they simulate a structure fire of any type with a real fire, and you go in and you do your job, and that's how you learn to do it when we have a problem here. It was pretty intense compared to our burn building in Passaic County, which is fed with natural gas. It was much more controlled there. Down there, they put actual fire in the building, concrete building. So the instructors were fabulous down there. They walked people through it. If people had a little bit of a hard time, they would grab them in the building and say, all right, train them why it's happening, fire rolling over their head. So it was intense for our volunteer group.
We've actually kind of switched over from going to Passaic County Fire Academy and trying to go to Bergenfield a couple more times because of that. Obviously, Passaic County, you can go into the building and realistically, you can take your mask off and walk through it because it's like walking into just a fog, pretty much. It's
a good building.
It's homemade, yeah, it's good. It's a great building. It's way cheaper for us to go in and do what we're doing and train on it, but you don't get the heat, you don't get the real effects of what you see at Bergenfield. You get in the Bergenfield and they can pretty much set off the flash simulator pretty much, and they can go through all the process of the heat and going into each stage of it burning and literally sit there and walk you through it, which is really nice.
Yeah, and they show you the different levels of heat as it gets to the top, so you need to make sure you're down in a position where the heat's above your head and all that. I'll call it the junk stuff you don't want to breathe, even though we have our breathing apparatus on, but you can see the different levels of fire and smoke that you get used to inside of a building. So you need to be low, as they always say in your house, if there's a fire, you drop, get down low and get out. Well, even though they wear all our stuff, you still need to stay low, and we go in, we don't go up. So it's a little bit different. And thank God for the younger guys now, because us older guys don't do that anymore. So, thank you.
Hey, just a quick note. Thanks for coming up and saying thank you. You never need to do that, okay? What you guys do for this town is priceless, right? You keep us safe, and you came up, you told us what the needs were. It was pretty smart planning, right? So we don't run out of equipment and we don't end up letting buildings burn down or, people get hurt. So thank you for doing your part, bringing it forward, and thank the entire fire department for everything you guys do for this town.
It's easier for us to walk up and say, this is what we need, we know what we need. But trying to explain that to a committee that's not seeing what we're seeing on a regular basis is extremely difficult. And you guys made it very easy. You have some great questions, and I appreciated everything, all the back and forth that made it. It opened our eyes for a lot of different things as well. So we appreciated everything. Thank you.
Thank you, Frank.
Anyone else? Do you have a motion to close late public comment?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
One thing I do want to mention before we adjourn is we did receive a grant for $60,000 through our community block development grant, and that's going to go towards doing hopefully handicap ramps over in town. We have to pick some of them out that need it, so we got a grant for $60,000 for that. So,
I believe we got the $250,000 phase two of the
We
open
got that?
space also. Yeah.
well, that's for the,
Boat pond.
for Boat Pond, so that's fantastic. Another $250,000 to do Boat Pond.
Wow.
It's going to cost more than that, but we're $500,000 ahead of it,
Yes, that's great.
which is
That's-
fantastic. So we need to start thinking how we want that to be done and get that project off the ground. And only thing I did promise is that gazebo that's there will stay and
We'll
remain,
see.
okay? So, you
But
know,
$500,000, Mayor, if I'm not wrong, that's the biggest award we've ever gotten for any of our projects,
yes.
right? $500,000?
Yeah, usually they cut us off, but since it's I believe because it's a playground project and, you know, they're very big into parks and children and stuff like that, they looked at it a little bit differently.
That is awesome.
Okay?
Speaks to the relationship that you guys have with county as well, so, nice job.
Okay, our next meeting is, when's the next meeting, Bree? The 3rd, November 3rd at 8 o'clock in the morning. That is our usual early morning for transfers. If you cannot make it, we need as many here as possible because we have to do financial transfers for our financial department, and needs to be done that morning. It's usually a really quick meeting. There might be a couple other things on there, but it will hopefully be no longer than a half an hour.
I think I told Brianna.
I know.
Okay.
So, but we need at least 4 of us here, so, okay. Can I have a motion for adjournment?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you all, appreciate it.
Hey, Frank. I have one thing.